you are welcome back to Beyond the Classroom. So today is yet another edition. We have an interview with one of our known guests that have been reappearing here. We deem it necessary for him to always appear and give us more and more information on certain pertinent issues that are of national concern and the world concern to us all. So today we are back again with Solomon, the Pan Africanist, of course, in UEW. And like I was saying before, we are here with Solomon, the Pan Africanist again. He is not a stranger. We knew him before, and today we are going to hear from him again. But before we do that, let me quickly remind you of Kimbo Royal Treat, the best hotel in Winneba here, where you can get the best swimming pool, very hygienic, of course, and affordable for you to refresh yourself. They have restaurants. They sell all sort of dishes, local and foreign, international, whatever you can call it. Any type of dish you want, they will get it to serve you properly, and they give you the best of their services. They have hotel where you can lay your head, lodge where you can lay your head anytime. Maybe you want to pass the night after traveling a long journey, or any other time you want to lay your head there. They have a nice place, very hygienic and comfortable place for you to lay your head. They also have clinic attached to the hotel where in case of any emergency, they can just rush you there for proper treatment. And they also have a game center or event center where you can host every event that you want to host. Maybe you want to host your wedding, your birthday party, or whatever event that you want to host. They are there for you. They have all these facilities to provide for you. They have a gym center where you can gym your body, be fit for life. The hypers believe in this so much. So you can go there and fit your body by gymming, booking a gym, then you gym your body every on the screen. Then you get in touch with Kimbo Royal Treat, and they will give you the best of services that you are ever looking for. Thank you so much. Let's delve straight into today's conversation with Solomon, the Pan Africanist. He is right here with us, and we are going to hear from him. Solomon, the Pan Africanist, you are welcome back to Beyond the Classroom. So today happens to be your third time of appearing here, and any day we meet you, at least we always learn something new, and we are always glad of whatever that we get from you. And today we are back again to look at some pertinent issues that people mostly ask questions about, doubts and all of that. So here we are here to clear doubts, or we are here to clear doubts or to give answers to certain questions that people usually ask. Um, when we looked at the Pan Africanism movement during our first interview, we looked at it in relationship with some key areas. That is, we looked at it in relationship with religion, in relationship with politics, economic issues, and culture. Today, that in our first interview, we talked about or we tried blending all, but we couldn't. So we only delved into religion. And the second meeting or the second interview, we were talking about religion. Today, I want us to punch on how do you call it, economic aspect of Pan Africanism, or how the economic issues of Africa can be related with Pan Africanism. So, Solomon, the Pan Africanist, what actually is the relationship, basically, to the layman? What is the relationship between the economic issues in Africa and then Pan Africanism as a movement?
Okay, first of all, let me say a big thank you
Okay.
to your viewers and also to you as well for finding reason in every some of the things I say,
Exactly.
and then finding me suitable to be having me for the third consecutive time.
Yeah.
And I think I'm hoping that, as Oliver Twist said, we want more.
Yeah.
Because I believe we have a lot to share
Exactly.
with you, and also to my people, and also the world at large.
Okay.
To answer your question,
Yeah.
we are looking, if we talk about, or if we ask the relationship between Pan Africanism and then economics, it
Okay.
has a lot to do.
Okay.
Because in order to understand that one, in order to understand the relationship between Pan Africanism and economics as a whole, you must first understand the concept of Pan Africanism as the broad base.
Okay.
Because we have already established that Pan Africanism is the total liberation of the African continent, or the black people.
Okay.
And when you talk about liberation, the fundamental pillar for liberation, to me, is economic liberation. Because once you have economic power, you have
all
you are
powers.
free.
Yeah.
You have been liberated.
Yes.
To some sort.
Yeah, this brought my mind to an adage that one who is fed is always controlled.
Sure.
Yes.
So as you rightly said, Thomas Sankara said, "He who feeds you controls you."
Yes.
So once the African is able to create an economic system that resonates its way of life, is able to get hold of his production, means of production,
yes,
goods and services. Once the African is able to consume what it produces, once the African move away from the consumer base to the production base, that is what we term as economic liberation. Please, I hope you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
So the Pan-African view on economics is first understanding the African economic structure.
Okay.
How has our relationship been when it comes to the field of economics? Please, do you get it?
Yes.
So when we talk of Pan-Africanism and economics, we are talking of the African being liberated on the economic front.
Okay.
Owning the major means of production.
Okay.
Producing what they eat. We are not looking at the mere raw material production,
okay,
which has some way, or has placed the African in a dire situation.
Okay.
So Pan-Africanism in that sense also is looking at the total liberation of the African person.
Okay.
Through the economic point of view.
Okay.
So entrepreneurship, industrialization,
production, everything.
Yes, we eat what we grow, we buy everything African.
Okay.
So that is what Pan-Africanism seeks to address in that angle.
Okay. When you look at Pan-Africanism, it's more or less like a non-political movement, right?
Okay.
And it covers the entire African continent, right?
Sure.
And it is its membership is by volunteerism.
Sure.
Like people who volunteer become members. And then I want to then find out, is there any tight relationship between the Pan-Africanist movement and then the government, the various individual governments of the countries of African continent? Because sometimes you may have a good plan, but if PLO Lumumba rightly said in one of his speeches that the one with good ideas have no power, and those with power have no idea at all. So now, if Pan-Africanist movement have good ideas that can help Africa step forward, and the individual presidents of the various African countries may not be in support of the movement, I think it will become weak. So I want to find out, is there any tight relationship between the Pan-Africanist movement as a body and then the individual presidents or individual governments of the various African countries?
Okay. If we look at the connection between governance and Pan-Africanism, first of all, Pan-Africanism It's a way of life.
Okay.
You cannot, you see, you can say that in totality, no one can be a full Pan Africanist.
Okay.
In totality,
No one can be a
yes,
full Pan Africanist.
yes, because of where we have gotten to. We haven't reached that ladder where somebody can be a full Pan Africanist, because full Pan Africanist or full Pan Africanism view is embracing everything African. And we are in a dicey situation where we don't own our major means of production. So let's say you say you're a herbalist.
Okay.
You use our old ways of doing things.
Okay.
Definitely the things you may use to cook something is imported or made outside.
Okay.
So you cannot fully say that you are a Pan Africanist.
Yeah.
But when we reach that level of that stage where everything that we use is fully produced by African, then you can say that you are now a full Pan Africanist because everything on you is made by an African.
An African.
Okay. With that said, when you look at the clothes, I said that Pan Africanism is not a movement; it's a way of life.
Okay, it's not a movement.
Yes. It's a way of life.
Let's get corrected. There is not a movement, but
It's a way of life. So you see Pan Africanism leadership
Okay.
in a leader who is a Pan Africanist in nature, the
Okay.
lifestyle.
Okay.
They say Napoleon Hills and also the book of what do you call it? One of the books of Solomon, I think the book of Proverbs says,
Okay.
"As a man thinketh, so he is."
Okay.
So if I think,
but why are you quoting the Bible?
why am I?
Why are you quoting the Bible?
I'm saying the fact I see the book as a very inspirational book, but
Okay.
I don't. You see, I read it as I read Akio.
Okay.
You see, but the difference is people associate some kind of divine authority to it.
Okay.
I don't have any, but I read it
to gain knowledge.
Yes, it has some significant
knowledge that you
sure.
can derive from it.
Yes, and I read it as I read, like I take it though I read Aquila, so why not? So it's the same thing.
Okay.
So as I was saying, it says, "As a man thinketh, so he is."
Okay.
So as a leader, if a leader imbibe in him or herself the ideals, the models of Pan Africanism, and try to practice, when let's say, as I'm here, I am trying. I'm not saying I have imbibed all. I'm
Yes.
trying to, because you in your day to day life, you. Let me share a typical example. My brother, my roommate, I just went and bought a new charger, and then he said I should let him use it. You know, ideally, in the Pan African concept, you should, because I am, because you are.
Yeah.
But the thing is that things are very hard. You know, two people, when you use the
One
charger,
charger.
somehow
Yeah, you
it
are
becomes
weakening it.
yes.
Okay.
So I'm now saying that no, once in a while I'll let him use it. You see that one, the principle is not fully in effect.
Yes.
You get it. Right now, you see what what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a T-shirt which is not made by an African.
Yes.
So the philosophy is not really in full effect. Why is it not in full effect? It's not in full effect because we don't hold our major means of production.
Okay.
Once we hold it, we produce. You know that when you are going to buy Ghana made, it's very affordable.
Exactly.
So you are now going to try and live. So I'm saying I'm trying to live it. So as I was saying, if I am trying to live and imbibe in the philosophy, in the teaching and practice, so if I get, let's say, any political holdings, you expect me to, my style of leadership should be a Pan-Africanist leadership. So it has a lot of, because we have a lot of leaders who are Pan Africanists and are practicing it, not just by words. We had Thomas Sankara, Augustine Neto, Sebastian Olympio, Kwame Nkrumah,
A lot of them.
a lot of them. So it has a lot in common. But it all rests in the person who decides to follow the principles.
Okay. So, in a nutshell, all that you are trying to explain is that before Pan-Africanism
Yeah.
can be fully established, unless we are economically free,
Yes.
that means we should be able to produce whatever we
Yes.
need.
Yes.
If it is a car
Yes.
made from Ghana by
A Ghanaian.
the man producing
Kantanka.
cars, Kantanka.
Sure.
If it is your dress, the
Yeah.
food you eat,
Yes.
even the language you speak,
Yes.
everything
Yes.
should be African
Yes.
within the African continent.
Yes.
Even if I'm here and I'm speaking Hausa, it shouldn't be wrong because it's an African language.
Yes.
And it's fine.
Yes.
So it means that we have to gain that economic freedom before
Sure.
we can fully become Pan-Africanist,
Definitely.
Pan-Africanist or whatever.
Definitely.
So now, you said Pan-Africanism is not a movement;
Yeah.
it's a way of life.
Yeah.
But I think I'm calling it a movement because I think it is organized and more or less like we have people who are really supporting and they've made it known, and such people are liberated and they are trying to inculcate that knowledge into the minds of the people.
Okay.
I don't know whether I'm right.
You are right.
It means it's more or less a movement. Okay.
Yes.
Whether it is well established or
Yeah.
not, but it's more or less a movement.
It becomes a movement
Yeah.
when you practice.
Okay. When you practice.
So
or maybe
I practice it, you practice it. So we have three people who practice it. Then we become a group.
Okay, then
we are practicing it. Then it becomes a movement.
Okay. So it means today as we talk, there is nobody who is a Pan-Africanist.
There are people who are Pan-Africanists, like myself. But there's no singular person who is a full Pan-Africanist.
Okay, so you are saying we have Pan-Africanists and not a full Pan-Africanist.
Yes.
So you are a partial Pan-Africanist.
Each and every one.
50-50. Maybe 50-70.
I'm
sorry, 30-70.
But I'm up.
You are up to 50.
I'm more 50, than 50. I'm more than 50.
You are more than 50. So you are like 70-30.
Yes, 70.
Okay. 70 Pan-Africanists, 30 foreigner or whatever.
I'm not like, we are living in a society that has been constructed in the Eurocentric. So that is why I said, in order to be a full Pan-Africanist, we need to have our systems resonating the African values and views.
Yeah, or identity.
You get it. It's good to wear the spectacles that the two of us have decided to wear today.
Yeah.
But it is also imperative to have it made by an African.
Okay.
When you are going to buy clothes, when you see that you are buying Ghanaian made, and you know that basic economics will tell you once the things are being made here, the prices will go down.
Okay.
When they are made here and then taxes are reduced.
No tax on it and those
you go and buy. So everything. So now to get a Ghana where made in Ghana is once in a while you wear one.
Okay. So this habit of high importation, every day you see people from Ghana jumping across the borders to go and import cars, import dresses, import food, import everything that we consume in Ghana. Myself seated here, everything from head to toe is, even my hair, very soon I'll be importing some. And my teeth, I'll be importing the diamond and what have you things. So it means we Africans are more or less like imported kind of people. We live by importation.
Yes.
This habit, do you see it to be do you place any blame on the governments of Africa? Because it's a common habit in all African countries, if not all, but about 99.9%.
Yeah.
So, do you put a blame on the governments of African countries, or you think it's by nature, or you
No,
see it to be a
no,
spiritual kind of
no.
hunting?
It's not one
Okay,
spiritual. It's not by nature.
okay,
There has been a constant systematic arrangement
okay,
to keep the African impoverished.
okay.
So the West has
Who
systematically
is this West?
the
I've been
West.
hearing the West, the
The
East. Who are these blocks?
when we talk about the West, we are talking about the Americans and their
Okay,
allies. When we talk of the East, we are talking about China,
okay.
Russia, Cuba,
USSR.
USSR, and the rest.
Okay,
So there has been a systematic and conscious or deliberate effort to keep the African impoverished.
okay,
So we have the new colonial project, we
okay,
have imperialism.
okay,
So all these things are mechanisms that have been designed to keep the African impoverished.
okay.
So you check the history of the African. We tell you as a Pan Africanist and someone who is conscious of my history,
Okay.
of myself.
Okay.
I tell you that the reason why we are importing right now, everything we
Yes.
import is the systematic systems that have been put in place.
Okay.
So
Just to
when
hunt us.
yes, so when the African decide to produce its own goods and
Yes.
whatever,
Services or
yes,
whatever.
they come in with their sweet terms. Like everybody now is comfortable with IMF,
Yes.
and it's so sad that you have young ones being trained to defend IMF. It's
Okay.
very sad. We also have people who are very happy
Okay.
when NGOs come and make donations
Yeah.
and
Is there anything wrong with NGOs
you
coming
know
into Africa?
NGO is part of the new colonial NGOs are part of the new colonial project.
Okay.
You see, someone, anybody, any NGO that claims they want to liberate or eradicate poverty, check their way of liberating or eradicating poverty. Now, I'm poor. Let's say I'm poor.
Yes.
You come and you donate a tin of Milo, a bag of rice.
Yes.
You go out, you take pictures, you are donating the money, you are donating this, so people should support. In actual sense, you are not really saving anybody. You are really even duping people. Because if if you come and give me a tin of Milo, you come and give me a bag of rice, how many days will I eat the rice? You see, barely 1 month, the Milo will be out.
Even a hard worker will finish it with
Yes, and I'll still be hungry.
Yes.
I'll still be hungry. Now you have given me the taste of Milo, so now I want more. So I'll be even more impoverished. And you, because you are soliciting fund with my pictures, you'll be getting more money. Whilst I'm still being so like I'm still poor. If they really want to help us, it's about is it teach us how to fish, but don't rather fish for us. So if you want to really, I have an NGO with my brother, and then I told him that no, this issue of we go out, we ask for donation, and then as the name is Holy Family Foundation, we go out and then we ask for donation and then we go and donate to people. I told him when we had executive meeting, I said no, this kind of I don't want to be part of it. If we really want to liberate people, we give them skills.
Yes.
So we research, we mobilize 25 people or 30 people who are extremely poor. We contract people, the money that we have gotten, we give them skills training, technical training, some form of training for them to be self-sufficient. So that you don't come back to the same person. you are able to move forward because that person has been liberated. The person can also come and contribute.
Yes.
So the question is, those countries are they are impoverishing us. So you can check this article, this treat. We have the Pact of Continuation of Colonization. It was signed between General Charles de Gaulle of France,
Yes.
and then the Francophone countries of Mali, Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, and the rest. That is why many people don't understand why Kwame Nkrumah gave 10 million to Guinea. You see, when General Charles de Gaulle came, he told the Francophone countries, okay, if you want freedom or independence, fine, we will give you independence. But when we give you this, your independence, if you go and vote that you want to be free from France, this is what we will do to you. We will take away all the support from you.
Okay.
But if you vote and you give us you vote and you tell us that we are independent but we will still control you, then we keep everything.
Okay.
But Guinea decided, led by President Ahmed Sekou Toure.
Yes.
Sekou Toure said, no. I want to be totally free from France. So then France said, okay, no problem. We give you a freedom. So everything the French brought to Guinea, they took it. Even the tablespoons, the telephone wires, they cut everything. They use concrete. They pour concrete into their canal, their water system. Guinea they totally rang down the economy. So Nkrumah had to come in and give Guinea 10 million to revive their economy.
Yes.
So this scared the other Francophone countries to go and sign the Pact of Continuation of Colonization, which is that, let's say Cote d'Ivoire, every gold deposit that they discover, it is the French, or every resources that they find in the belly of
Cote
it
d'Ivoire.
is the French companies that will come and mine it. So at the end of the year, France GDP, let's say the GDP is 60%. Let's say that France will take 85% and give the rest to France. They give the rest to Guinea or the Francophone countries.
Yes.
And they will go and save the money in France Central Bank, which is Paris. When they go and save the money, France will not account the money, will not give any account on the money they have taken from the Francophone countries. And then when the Francophone countries like Mali, Guinea, they want loan, they want to go for their money, their own money, France will give it to them as loans.
Hey.
And then they will pay interest on it. That is one. Any leader, I'm saying this on record.
Okay.
Any leader that will take you to IMF is not serious. Any leader that will take you to IMF is not serious, because the main motive of IMF is to make you poor. You understand? So
I'm following.
IMF, you go to IMF, the first thing IMF will tell you is free trade, liberalize your economy.
Okay.
Now the problem is,
it means you open your doors for everyone to come.
Now the problem with liberalization of economy is you don't practice free trade when you are a developing country, because your people don't have the capital. Just imagine that you are going to say Toyota can come in, everybody can come in. When Toyota is coming, Toyota already have the money. You get it?
Yes.
But let's say you're a car manufacturing company in Ghana. You don't really have the capital, so you are now starting. So because Total is coming, you give him tax waiving. Total will not pay that much tax. And your country, because you went to IMF will say before you pay before we drop the debt, you increase more taxes. Now listen, You're a car manufacturing company. IMF says your president should bring more tax. Now that means that you are going to pay more taxes on the car that you produce. And then they say the same IMF tells your government, open up your market, free trade. And then when IMF when you say open up your market, that means you are going to reduce the taxes you are going to give to the foreign people. Simple mathematics. The one that has he's already having the money, he's not having any taxes on him.
Yes.
You are paying more taxes. So you see that when you produce one car, the money that will go in is huge. So your price, the prices
price will also
will
go
go
high.
high. But Toyota's own will be minimal. So everybody will go and buy Toyota. When they buy Toyota, the money will stay here. When they buy Toyota, the money will go out.
Yes.
That is two. That is number three. Africa, the reason why Africa is not developing is that Africans, when US, let me put this on record, many people don't know that US is the highest indebted country in the world. The whole world, US owe more debt than any country. I think
I thought they are the richest.
No,
which people are they owing?
They owe the IMF and the rest. But the thing is, the difference when the African country, when US, France, they all go for loans at IMF. Let's put it on record. But when US goes for loan in IMF, the interest rate for US is 5%. France 5%, 2%. Germany is 1.5% or so. But in Africa, when the African president or the African leader goes for loan at IMF, the interest rate is 16%, 20%, 25%. So the problem is that you are not able to pay your money.
So why do they increase the percentage for the African countries?
Because, as I said, it's systematically trying to keep you down. So
and why can't we argue? Because when you look at IMF is more or less like a global system, and is it not discrimination?
See, in IMF, when IMF is voting, the IMF voting power is not is this. This is how it works. You know, IMF is a collection of countries that came together to form the IMF, which Africa is part. But the problem is that the one who puts in more money into the IMF
has
more power. So you have Germany, you have US as the highest contributor of money to the IMF. So when US votes, it's assumed that they have voted 50%.
Those are the people they call the permanent members.
So IMF, so US vote in IMF decisions is 50%. Single vote is 50%.
Wow.
And then France, what do you call it? German too has, I think, over 60 or so. Their own is high. So they tell you, they bring out the policies, they determine how much charge as an interest rate for loans contracted by US. You understand the reason? So we will be constantly in poverty. And three, when US goes for loan, they don't pay the loan, they pay the loan in their own currency.
Okay.
By you.
There is no conversion.
By you. When you are going in for loan, you pay the loan in somebody's currency.
Dollars.
So you are going to inject more to pay the loan.
Okay.
That is the difference. So any leader that takes you to the IMF is not really going to free you. The IMF is systematically being programmed to keep the African in poor state.
Okay.
I hope it's clear.
Yes. Okay. I think the conversation is getting more interesting, and I hope you are learning something. But before we continue with the conversation, let me remind you once again that Kimber Royal Treat is in Winneba, and that is the best hotel for you. They have the best lodge, very comfortable and hygienic place for you to lodge in. They have a swimming pool that you can swim, very nice, very hygienic and affordable. Of course, go there for refreshment. All work and no play, make Jack a dull boy. At least after work, you have to go there and have some fun. And they have event center that you can host every event you want to host, whether wedding, birthday, outdooring, any form of event that you want to host. Just go there and you have a very good place to host your event. Also, they have a restaurant that they sell all dishes, all whether foreign, international, or whatever. They sell all dishes that you want. You want konkonte, you want rice, fried rice, you want jollof rice, Nigerian jollof, Ghanaian jollof, every food, fufu, and whatever. They have everything for you. So please don't go far. Just go to Kimbo Royal Tree. They have a gym center too. You can gym your body to keep your body fit. At least you know what it is. Health is always number one. Without good health, you can't do anything. You can't run your normal day-to-day duties. Please just get there, register for or book for gymming, and you always go there to exercise your body. They have a clinic attached to the hotel. In case of any emergency issue, they are there to take care of you. Thank you so much for listening. Do call the numbers on the screen, then you get in touch with Kimball Royal Trade for your services to be offered you. All right, let's get back into the conversation. So, Solomon, the Pan Africanist. In conclusion, you are you concluding that the problem of Africa is not really caused by our leaders, but it is caused by the structures, how the economic system of the globe is structured. That is what is not favoring the African countries.
Okay. With this question, we will take it in two folds.
Okay,
The first, the problem again with Africa has to do with leadership.
okay. Do you think uh, the leadership needs some form of education, or how leadership as in
You
how?
see, you see, the problem, as I said, has to do with leadership
Okay,
and also the mindset of the leaders.
okay,
You see, our leaders were once children.
okay,
They are systematically controlling us from birth.
okay,
Our educational system, our religion, our way of life, they are everywhere.
okay.
So you see, Nanado is a Ghanaian, right?
Yeah.
He was a kid, right?
Yes.
Definitely, he went to church, he went to school. Through those systems, he will be systematically programmed to see himself as an inferior being,
Yes.
and then always thinking that the where the solution lies is the West.
Okay.
And then our own JDM is also a Ghanaian, right? He
Yes.
was a kid before.
Yes.
He too will go through the same process. So if you don't get a leader who, after being through the system, passing through the system, and is unable to beat the system and decolonize the mind, we will still have the problem. That is one.
Okay. Are you before then? Do you think the minds of our leaders are still undergoing colonization?
It is still in colonization. How can it be that US can call or China can call 55 African countries, eh, for all of them to go and meet in Beijing? So you see, when the African meet, when the African meet the uh, the European leaders, all they want is photos.
Okay.
Yeah, I took pictures with president this, president that, because they see them as demigods.
Yes.
Because they don't have the faith in themselves. There's no. How many leaders have even rejected an invite from European leaders? They are even happy to go.
Yes. They see it as an honor.
You see, the problem that Africa has, the African leaders will not call their fellow African leader to interact and then find solutions. The African leader is waiting to be called to Beijing, to be called to Washington to talk about the problem of Africa. You see, that is one. Number two, systems has been put in place to make sure that the African leader fails.
Okay, so does this systems mean you are bringing in means that some African leaders are having the consensus, they know very well that this is what is going on, but because of the systems kept in place, they cannot escape those parameters. Is that what you are saying?
Because once, even though we have many bad leaders or worse leaders, we also have good ones.
Okay.
And we have good ones, and we had good ones.
Okay.
And I think we will continue to have one. But the problem is that there are not many.
Okay.
So we had President Magufuli of Tanzania. He came, he did well. You know, for 5 years, the first term of his office, he stayed. The Tanzania, they have 5 years in office as one term. He never traveled outside the country.
Okay.
I hope you get it.
Yes.
Thomas Sankara came. Alexis Kama of Botswana is there. He is doing well. And currently, I'll stand the one who is beating everybody, who is showing that Africans can do it. Africa can make it. Is President Paul Kagame of Rwanda. Yes, he is doing marvelously well. So Kagame is the pace setter for the African.
Okay, so he's more or less like doing everything localized.
Yes,
like he's localizing.
So we have Kagame, Paul Kagame, Alexis Kama. All these people are doing well.
Okay.
And we have Muammar Gaddafi.
He is dead and gone.
Muammar Gaddafi came.
May his soul rest in peace.
You see, Muammar Gaddafi came and then did his thing. He ran his race. So we have had a lot of people who have come and then did well. We have Idi Amin. Many people don't really have the story of Idi Amin, so they get it twisted.
Where is he?
Idi Amin, Dada of Uganda. The West tried to make him look bad, but if you follow him, he did well.
Is he the one they said that he instructed students to be buying uniform from his wife?
No, that's not the one. No. Okay. That's not Idi Amin. Idi Amin is the one they said in his fridge he has human heads in his fridge and he's drinking human blood. It's not true.
Okay.
So we have Tebo Mbeki. Tebo Mbeki came, he did well. So I think in a nutshell, the African is doing well.
Okay. So do you think there are some African governments that are taking steps? Because you made mention emphatically that there are some African leaders who are well aware of this parameter set by the West and East. But then, do you think there are some African governments that are taking steps to overcome this situation?
Yes.
Maybe in the long run.
Yes, they are. So we currently have President Salah Ramaphosa.
Okay, from where?
South Africa. He has joined the BRICS. So let's see what he goes.
Is he a black man?
Yes, Salah Ramaphosa is.
And South Africa is more or less a combination of 50-50,
yes, so,
white and black.
So Salah Ramaphosa is there. We have Colonel Mamadou Doumbouya.
Okay.
We have Colonel Nabi Keita of Togo, of Burkina Faso.
Okay.
And then
I think Burkina is in a military junta.
Yes, so we have Colonel Mamadou Doumbouya is also a military junta.
Okay.
So all these leaders are
and they are doing good.
They are doing well.
Okay.
They are doing very, very well.
Okay.
My favorite, my man, Paul Kagame, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan of Tanzania is also the first female who is also making noise. So Samia Suruku Hassan. So he took over from um, John Magufuli.
And she is the first female president in Africa.
No. The first female president in Africa is Celine Johnson.
Celine Johnson.
Yes.
From where?
Liberia.
Liberia. Okay.
Yes.
So she is now second, right?
So now Samia Suruku is the second female president.
Okay.
In Africa.
But you then, as you have come to this far, let me ask you a question on this. Do you encourage female participation in the presidency side of Africa?
Well, sure, we should be looking at seeing more women
in the political arena.
Yes.
But we have had quite some numbers of them in ministerial positions. Even in Ghana, you can talk of Howard Compson. We have them. So do you think
my problem is people associate leadership with gender. No, you can have.
It's about whom you are, not about gender.
You can have 30 people as females being ruling the country. If they don't have the right information in their head, things will go
bad.
So leadership has nothing to do with gender.
Gender, religion.
No.
I mean, race.
Gender. Leadership has nothing to do with gender. Leadership has nothing to do with race. Leadership has something to do with proper information.
Yes.
Proper knowledge. Ways of applying the knowledge you have gotten.
Okay.
That's what leadership is all about.
Simple and short. Leadership is all about the brain.
It's about the brain.
Have to be working
when the brain is not working,
before you can be called a good leader.
It has nothing to do with gender.
Okay. That's fine. So conclusively, Pan Africanist is saying there are some parameters set by the East and West which are hunting Africa, which are the main or the major causes of what's the tragedy that African countries are going through today.
And the only way we can liberate ourselves is through the Pan-African agenda. Which is intercontinental unity.
Exactly.
A socialist government.
Okay.
That's the only way.
Okay. Though we have not yet finished digesting this subtopic today. In fact, we'll be meeting in subsequent times, and it seems we have already exhausted our time. So we will draw the curtains for now, and we'll continue another time. When we meet, then we continue with this same topic. Make sure we digest it properly to know why certain things are happening. All the questions we must ask them. And Solomon, the Pan Africanist, what do you have to tell the young leader, the young emerging leaders who are, of course, if I would say, obviously, they will become leaders of tomorrow, 2025, 2030s to come. They are going to become our leaders. And we have that fear that if they are not given the right information, they will go in and even do worse. So what do you have to tell the emerging leaders that we are seeing today, our own colleagues that are running for, is it school positions? Yeah. School student leadership and all of that at the youth or basis levels. So what do you have to tell the
first let me wish all the youth of Ghana,
not just Ghana, we are talking about Africa as at large. Okay,
let me wish them a happy Independence Day.
Okay.
Which is
Ghana. Okay.
Yes.
Independence Day.
Yes.
6th March. Tomorrow is Ghana's
birthday.
Okay, so, birthday, sure.
And I also meet my fellow Pan-Africanists at Legon. So
okay.
See me live. I'll be there.
When?
Tomorrow I'll be there.
Tomorrow you will be at Legon.
Yes, I'll be there to talk about Nkrumah.
Okay.
So
Are you going for a certain program?
yes,
Can I join you?
yes, sure.
Will you sponsor my fare?
Everything.
I chop.
I tempted to cry.
I chop. Me, my belly, I chop a lot.
So
let's proceed.
I will see you all at Legon,
Okay.
Elizabeth Hall.
Okay.
Come and see the Pan Africanists talk about Africa. I have a nice and interesting topic
Okay.
that we would like to share. So
Okay.
see you. The program is 9 a.m.
Okay.
and I'll see you all. And to my question, to my lovely viewers,
Okay.
and the young and upcoming leaders,
Okay.
don't focus on the position you are going for right now. Focus on building yourself.
Yes.
So that
for better leadership.
Yes, once you build yourself and you go for any portfolio and even you don't get it, when they want somebody in this particular field, build yourself to the point that you will be the one they will call.
They will be looking for you,
not you looking for them.
Exactly.
And as in relations to Africa, the youth of today must be well aware of themselves, know their history, know their background. They should honor their ancestors. They should light a candle for them every day and every night. And they should understand what their forefathers, their ancestors did, the lows and the downs, what their ancestors accomplished, the positive ones, the negative ones, the high ones, and the low ones.
Okay.
They should learn from it. And if they learn from it, they will be great leaders. Thank you and have a nice day. Ubuntu forever.
Forever. You are because I am.
Sure.
From Solomon the Pan Africanist, all that he is trying to say is that for you to emerge as a leader, as a youngster today, all you have to start doing is to build your brain. You have to, first of all, know your history, know your present, and then you can even predict the future. There are still people today, unfortunately, when you ask them that what does the future holds, they tell you only God knows. Only God knows. Yes, we know of God. God is there. God control everything. But you can also sit down, think properly, and predict the future. So please, the youth, you have heard what Solomon the Pan Africanist is saying, and he's saying tomorrow, Independence Day, he will be at Elizabeth Hall.
Yes,
and at Legon, and you can join him there to watch him live, and it is going to be very colorful. Tomorrow is the birthday of Ghana. I wish everyone everywhere in Ghana all the best, and see you through a successful Independence Day celebration. Thank you for watching, and do have a nice day.